Success has always worn a cloak of mystery. It walks quietly among us, found in the most unexpected places, often wearing the simplest faces. And yet, while millions search endlessly for the hidden doorway to wealth, happiness, and fulfillment, they overlook the one key that opens every locked door in life. That key is value. Not the value of things, but the value of you. There is an immutable truth written into the fabric of existence: you do not get in life what you want, you get what you are. And what you are is determined by the value you bring into every room you enter, every conversation you share, every relationship you nurture, and every problem you solve. The world does not reward need, it rewards contribution. Walk into any garden, and you will see this law in action. The soil does not care if you desperately want a harvest. It cares only if you have planted the right seeds, tended them with care, and patiently awaited their season. Life works the same way. The marketplace of the world isn't driven by emotion, it's driven by exchange. And the currency of that exchange is value. Yet how often do we approach life with empty hands and expect to be filled? How often do we sit across from opportunity and offer nothing but a plea? Understand this clearly: no one is obligated to pay you for your potential. The world pays you for the realized value you deliver, visible, tangible, undeniable. So the question is not, how can I become successful? The question is, how can I become valuable enough that success is drawn to me by the very weight of my contribution? This is where the journey begins, not in chasing money, but in chasing improvement. Not in seeking applause, but in seeking to serve so well that applause becomes inevitable. And this pursuit is invisible to most. While others chase the shiny distractions of status and possessions, the person of value quietly builds an unshakable foundation. They understand that the house built on showmanship crumbles in the first strong wind. But the life built on value? That life endures. Consider the craftsman who hones his skill not for the accolades, but for the sheer pride of mastering his art. When the day comes that his work is seen, the world cannot help but recognize its worth. And in that recognition, the rewards flow effortlessly, naturally, inevitably. You must become that craftsman of your own life. Relentless in improvement. Ruthless in eliminating distraction. Unapologetic in raising your standards. The world doesn't need more people who look important. It needs more people who are important to the problems that need solving, to the lives that need lifting, to the industries that need innovation. Value is not created by what you consume, but by what you produce. Not by how much you take, but by how much you give, and not just give away for free, but give with such excellence that the world insists on rewarding you in return. Ask yourself, what do I bring into every space I enter? When I walk into a room, do I carry solutions or complaints? Do I offer ideas or excuses? Do I leave people better than I found them, or do I drain their energy and time? A person of value understands that every interaction is a transaction. Not always in money, but in impact. You are either adding to the lives of those around you or subtracting from them. And life, with perfect justice, pays you accordingly. But value is not something you're born with. It's something you become through deliberate, disciplined growth. Through waking up each day and deciding that today, I will be better than I was yesterday, not by accident, but by design. And how do you design that better version of yourself? You start by turning down the volume of the external world and tuning into the one voice that matters most, your own. You stop measuring yourself against the shallow metrics of comparison and start asking the real questions. What skill can I improve today? What knowledge can I acquire that will make me more useful? What weakness in my character can I confront and strengthen? What relationship can I invest in more deeply? What challenge have I been avoiding that, if faced, would unlock a new level of growth? This is the architecture of value. Brick by brick, you build. Some days it feels like you're stacking stones no one notices. But one day, without warning, the structure of your character stands so tall that the world has no choice but to recognize it. And when it does, opportunity comes knocking, not because you chased it, but because you became the person it was searching for. There is no secret formula, no shortcut to this path. It requires patience when others demand instant results. It requires humility to admit how far you have yet to go. And it requires the kind of work that is done in silence, without applause, in the lonely hours when no one is watching. But understand this: the life you want is not found in the spotlight. It is forged in the shadows, built through unseen hours of practice, study, reflection, and relentless self-discipline. Most people will never walk this road. It is steep. It is narrow. And it demands more of you than the world will ever ask. But it is the only road that leads to the life that makes you proud when you stand before your own reflection. You see, a person of value doesn't need to tell the world how valuable they are. Their life speaks for them. Their results echo through the halls of time long after their name is forgotten. Because value leaves a legacy. It carves its initials into the hearts of those it touches and the industries it transforms. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. You don't have to be famous to be unforgettable. You simply have to become irreplaceable in the lives you touch and the problems you solve. So start there. Become irreplaceable. Not by demanding more, but by becoming more. Not by asking for opportunities, but by becoming the person opportunity cannot ignore. This is the invisible key. And once you hold it, every door that once seemed closed will begin to open quietly, naturally, inevitably. Not because you knocked louder, but because you became the kind of person who deserved to walk through. The journey to becoming a person of value demands a new philosophy, one that replaces entitlement with responsibility, excuses with execution, and fleeting motivation with unshakable discipline. You must stop waiting for external circumstances to improve and instead take on the personal mandate to improve yourself. Because when you grow, everything around you eventually rises to meet you. Imagine standing by a river, frustrated by how low the water runs. You could complain that the river is too shallow, or you could go upstream and begin removing the blockages. Life works in the same way. If your circumstances are stagnant, if your relationships feel shallow, if your finances are stuck, it is not because life has withheld abundance from you, it is because you have yet to remove the blockages of limitation within yourself. And what are those blockages? Fear. Procrastination. Poor habits. Shallow thinking. Unquestioned assumptions. These are the invisible dams holding back the flow of value from your life. And until you confront them, until you get upstream and do the difficult work of clearing them, nothing changes. Most people live their entire lives at the riverbank, frustrated and thirsty, never realizing that they hold both the axe and the blueprint to unleash a flood of opportunity. But the person of value, they pick up their tools and go to work. Quietly. Consistently. Courageously. They understand that every book they read sharpens their mind. Every skill they practice strengthens their hands. Every hard conversation they have deepens their character. And every early morning they rise before the sun strengthens their resolve. The world is desperate for people like this. People who don't just want change, they become the change. People who don't merely demand more, but who deliver more kindness, more insight, more excellence, more leadership, more humility. Look around and you'll see the evidence everywhere. The highest paid professionals in any field are not always the most naturally gifted, they are the most valuable. The leaders who leave a lasting legacy are not those who commanded attention but those who served with unwavering excellence. And here's the paradox: when you stop chasing success and start chasing value, success begins to chase you. Because while the world may be slow to reward, it is always precise in its accounting. It remembers those who brought solutions when others brought complaints. It remembers those who went the extra mile when others settled for the minimum. And it remembers those who carried the torch of integrity when the path grew dark and uncertain. But value is not just about what you do, it is about who you become in the process. Because what you do will always flow from who you are. If you want to bring value into your workplace, become a person who works harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you want to bring value into your relationships, become someone who listens more than they speak, who loves without condition, who forgives quickly and holds on to gratitude instead of grudges. If you want to bring value into the marketplace, become a master of your craft. Know your field so well that when a problem arises, people instinctively turn to you for the answer. And if you don't have that mastery yet, devote yourself to acquiring it. Read voraciously. Practice relentlessly. Seek mentors humbly. And never stop improving. You cannot cheat the process of becoming a person of value. There is no shortcut to mastery, no hack for character, no bypass for discipline. The price is high, but the return is infinite. And while you're building, remember this: your value isn't just measured by how much you know or how well you perform. It's measured by how you make others feel in your presence. Do people leave conversations with you feeling seen, heard, and inspired? Or do they feel small and invisible under the weight of your own ego? The invisible key to unstoppable success is not forged from knowledge alone, it is tempered in the fires of humility, empathy, and unwavering personal integrity. Because value is not a number. It's a presence. It's the way you carry yourself when no one is watching. It's the promises you keep to yourself when the easy way out tempts you. It's the quiet strength you exude when life tests you, and the kindness you extend when no one is keeping score. The final measure of your value will not be written in the titles before your name or the letters after it. It will be written in the invisible ledgers of the people you've lifted, the lives you've changed, and the legacy you leave behind. So today, and every day that follows, ask yourself this one question: how can I become so valuable that the world cannot ignore me? Not by shouting louder, but by standing taller. Not by demanding more, but by becoming more. Not by chasing success, but by crafting a life of such substance, such integrity, such relentless contribution, that success has no choice but to find you. And when it does, when the rewards begin to flow, when the doors open effortlessly, when the opportunities you once dreamed of become your reality, you will know it wasn't by chance. It was by design. You will stand at the summit of your life and understand, with crystal clarity, that every hardship endured, every moment of discipline practiced, every small act of kindness given, it all counted. It all mattered. Because you became a person of value. And in the end, that is the only kind of success that truly lasts. Now walk back into your life with new eyes, a new standard, and a new commitment. You hold the invisible key. Use it. And unlock the life that's been waiting for you all along.